All right, welcome you guys. I would say welcome to Team Zoom, but this is not Team Zoom. Cheyenne is doing this for us at random. It was like a quick put together thing. She stays so busy, I stay so busy. And so usually for you newbies that are hopping on, we do these every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, but tonight is just a kind of random one. I'm super excited. So for those of you who don't know her, she's a freaking big deal, like a really big deal. And I'm so excited that she took the time to do this. It means the world. So if you can just start us off with who you are, how long you've been in, how freaking young you are and inspiring you are. Just tell us your story, because I know there's people on here that didn't even know you when I announced this Zoom. So just tell us who you are.
Hey guys, can y'all hear me okay? Everybody shake your head. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so if y'all don't know who I am Sheyenne Knox. I am a presidential diamond and I'm 20 years old for like 30 more days, and I want to go ambassador before then, so I got to kick it into gear. But I joined this business 2.5 years ago. I was 18, I was in high school, and I just joined for gas money. That's all I wanted. And that's literally the only expectation I had, because I thought the only product we had was wraps, and I thought the top rank in the company was FIREEE. So I didn't really have any expectations. So if I failed, I wouldn't have been disappointed, because it was going to be gas money. So I got started, and at the time there was a $500 Ruby bonus. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to go for the top of the company, because that's what I thought it was. And so I just got started. I was talking to everybody. I was the definition of ignorance on fire, like everybody that's successful is. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. I had never really had a job other than a hostess at a restaurant. I'd never been in sales before. I had never tried any other company. Literally was just ignorance on fire. And so I asked my upline all the questions. I, asked her what I was supposed to be doing. I was making the most god awful post on Facebook, because I didn't post on my Instagram because I was too afraid of what people were going to say about me. And so I was copy and pasting stuff, and I was trying to post how, I enrolled under Courtney Bohr. Y'all don't know her. She's number 3. But I followed her lead, and I just did it every single day, even though Time Hop does me dirty sometimes and it pops up stuff. And I'm like, how am I here? I don't know, because it was so bad. But, I was willing to just try everything. And so I went Ruby in my second month, saw an over $1,000 commission paycheck, and was like, is this legal? I don't know. I'm concerned. But, I was just so excited. And my first paycheck in this business, you guys, was $17. And I was so pumped, because I was like, heck, that's some tacos from Taco Bell and filling up my gas tank halfway. Like, I am freaking hype about that. And so there was a $10,000 bonus at the time as well, just like there is now. And so I ran for that. Like, once I saw that I could go Ruby and, earn something and like actually make a paycheck, I was like, I'm going ambassador tomorrow. And so the next month I went Emerald, and the very next month, 3 days after I graduated high school, I went Diamond and I missed the go and go fast bonus. So I just got the $5,000 bonus, but I went Diamond in 5 months after joining this business for gas money. And so that was the summer before I went to my freshman year of college. I paid for my freshman year tuition in full. I paid $968 on my first day of school and textbooks, and nearly stroked out. I furnished my entire dorm, from the curtains to the bedspread to the food to everything, because this business, from the day I joined, I never had to ask my parents for a single dime. I've actually been able to support them in ways I never thought I would have to. And it's just been crazy. And so, my freshman year of school, the month I got to college, it's a big part of my story, and I always share it, because I feel like some people have this stigma that, if you lose rank, you're a failure. And if your paycheck drops, you're a failure. Well, if you think that, I was a failure. I was one of those. I got to college, and me and my boyfriend, we're still together. It's the one I posted out. We broke up. We went through one of the valleys of relationships. I am not good with change, because I'm human and I hate it. And I got to college. I was 3 hours away from home, from everything I'd ever known. And I lost rank, crashed and burned. Okay. From August to January, I maintained executive as a diamond. I was making $200. I was balling off of fast start bonuses. That's the only way I was surviving. And right after I got to college,
Nikki, sorry, Cheyenne, hold on. That's loud.
Right after I got to college, my dad lost his job. So, I tell my team all the time, every 6 months, something happens in your life where you realize why this business is put in your life. Because I remember vividly when I joined, I was like, why in the heck did you put this business in my life? Dear Jesus, when I was 18 years old, like I felt so inferior. Everyone in this business that was successful had kids and they were married and they lived in these nice lavish homes and they had all these cars. And I was like, I'm just a college kid. Like, I don't know. Cause there wasn't like 2.5 years ago, there really wasn't a lot of young people in this business. Like the culture and everything from just in 2.5 years is insane. How many young people and millennials have joined this business. So we take it over, y'all. But it's just crazy because Cassie, Westland Montoya, whatever, she was really the only one and it was her team. And then, we came in and now my whole team is super young. So lost rank, went through all of that, got my butt in gear. So January, I maintained Ruby for the first time. February, went to conference, got diamond back. March, went double diamond. 3 months later, went triple diamond, got a $15,000 bonus. 3 months later, went presidential diamond, got a $25,000 bonus. It was wild. Like, still, like, my time hop comes up now because a year ago last month, July 30th, I went triple diamond. And, my time hop was showing up of all of my leaders that I have now that were joining then, and all the promotions that we had. And it's just crazy to say that, my life looks completely different than it did a year ago. I mean, like a year ago, I was paying my dad's bills because he lost, his job. I was trying to stay afloat because I was making, I wasn't even maintaining diamond. So it's just crazy how much your life can change from that January seeing $400 to that October seeing over $20,000 deposited into my bank account. And I was 19 at the time. And then a month later, I turned 20. And now to say I'm 20, reaching the top rank of the company is just insane. And, just the blessings. And it's not even just, the material things. At first, those were great until I kind of realized that it's how close I've grown to God, how much my relationship has grown. Just when you surround yourself by the people in this company, you won't find this anywhere else. The friends that I've found, that I would cry myself to sleep at night, that I lost over this business because my friends didn't support me because I was in high school and people in high school are assholes. I wasn't friends with them anymore and it was hard, but the people I've met now, I never thought I would have friends like this. I never thought I'd have such an incredible circle. And I never thought I would be leading journaling Zooms talking about God every single morning with my team when I didn't even really have a relationship when I joined. And so it's just crazy to see my growth and like who I am and how different I am, how financially different my life and my future looks because of this, because I got to live my life backwards. And, just me being able to wake up every day and share this opportunity with young people who think it's okay to put themselves in hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt just to get a degree and think that, you don't have to live that way. And so I get to do that every single day and it's just crazy, but that's a little bit about me.
And the most mind-blowing part is that you're 20 years old. Like, I just cannot. I was an atheist who was like hating her life at that age. And that's just crazy. You've really killed it. And I've loved watching your journey. And I love that you're vulnerable on your stories. Like, I think I know everything about you basically because of your story. Exactly. So that's your point, is you want people to know like you as a person, but then your stories are also beautiful and you market these products in the business very, very well. And I'm sure you know that because I'm sure you have people constantly like, hey, tell me how you just did this on your story. So
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm one of them. So yeah, I'm sure it's all the time. So can you tell us, yes, you guys, 20 years old, and please keep in mind that if you have questions, ask them in the chat. I will not answer. She will not answer every single one of them, but we're going to get to some of them. So can you tell us what, man, I feel like I want to ask you 10,000 questions at the same time. Okay. So you travel all the time. You stay so busy. You guys, she's not this 20-year-old that just like, oh yeah, duh, you've been successful. You do nothing but hang out. Like, no, she stays so busy. Doing this Zoom, I was like, wait, we were going back and forth. I'm like, okay, that doesn't work. Okay, wait. So she travels all the time. I've seen her in her stories with like, she's so tired because of promotions and helping her team and doing all these things. And she was going to school at one time. So what does a day in the life of you working your business, like an income producing day, what does that look like for you?
So I think that the joy of this is I don't put a strict schedule on myself. I don't put, you have to message this many people a day. You have to follow this many people a day. And I've never done that for my team either, because every day looks different for me. You know, there's some days, you know, I joined this business in high school where I went to school from 6:30 a.m. to morning dual credit classes all day until 4:30, and our school blocked our social media, like the Wi-Fi blocked it all, so I couldn't be on my phone all day until 4:30. Had cheer practice until 6:30, drove 30 minutes to work, worked till midnight, drove 30 minutes back home, had to be a normal functioning human being and still eat dinner and shower and do my homework and like function, and I still went diamond in 5 months with that schedule. And then my whole life flopped, and I went to college and was taking 18 hours of school because I thought I was going to be a nurse. LOL. Failed anatomy with a 52 and changed my major, and now this is my career. So life changes, all right? So, you know, that was my schedule, and it was crazy, and I was going to all these classes, and, you know, I was randomly working when at school I had a very structured schedule because I knew what my day was going to be like. And then you know, July I went triple, and that August I went to college for 2 days and dropped out on the second day of school this last semester. And I went full time with this because I was like, screw this, y'all, I'm rich. Like, I don't need this. And I mean, it was a really big process to do that, but I felt the calling, and this is what I've done, and I've taken that and ran with it. And so my schedule's been different every single day. And even though I do this full time, you know, that was a huge adjustment for me as well. I mean, the first few months of it, I don't even know if I worked because I spent so much time saying, oh, I'll do it later. And then I never got it done. So it's different for everyone. And maybe you work really well being busy, or maybe you work really well having a structure or no structure at all. But I had to accustom to each of that. So every single day is different. You know, I wake up every morning, and for sure I do my journaling Zoom with my team, which y'all can get on that. It's like everybody, I let everybody get on it. But I just journal with my team every morning. And I talk about stuff, and we go over books that I read, and it's like the bomb, and I can send you the graphic for it. But I do that every morning. And so my personal development is done, and I do it with my team, so they know that I'm doing it with them. And then right after that, I do like a little bit of a power hour message. Like, I don't respond to my text messages in the morning until my personal development is done. Because in order for me to respond, because I hate texting and I hate replying and I hate replying to screenshots and all that crap, I do my personal development. I get back to my messages, I respond to people on Instagram, and the first thing that I do is go to the kitchen and make my celery now, bomb it, get that done out of the way, and then 30 minutes later, I make my coffee and put that on my story. The morning is the same every single morning because consistency and them seeing me making my coffee and my celery and doing all that stuff with my team, that's what attracts people. Now, as for the rest of the day, it's a wing it method, okay? I will go eat lunch somewhere, or I'll cook it, and I'll work my business here, and then I'll go take a shower randomly at 1 o'clock. You know, it's so random, but I know when I go to bed that I got my work done, even though it may be like 2 seconds here, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes here. And, you know, as you grow as a leader, the way I work my business now as a presidential with thousands of people that I have to take care of versus when I first joined and was trying to push for diamond and double, it was completely different. You know, I feel like your work changes. So maybe you're, you know, diamond and above on here. Working is leading your team. Working is responding to them and coaching them and loving them and shouting people out. That is working. And I think a big, big part of people as they grow in their leadership is they're like, well, I didn't get any work done today because I didn't complete my 6 list or whatever. If you did the best that you could do and you led, loved, and, you know, did everything that you could for your team, that's working too. And that was a really big thing that I had to get over. You know, when I was a diamond and double, I didn't really have a lot of team to lead. So I did get a lot of more like 6 list stuff done, like messaging and posting and all, because that's all I had. But as a leader and, you know, stepping into those leadership roles, that's working too. So that's a big, big part of my day, you know, throughout the middle of the day is working with my team. Because if I am sitting here responding to somebody like a diamond on my team, helping them answer questions for their team, that's enrolling. So technically I'm enrolling too. So I say that all the time with my team because, you know, I have like triples on my team and they're like, well, I just feel like I don't get anything done in the day because I'm, you know, I'm working with my team and replying to screenshots all day. That's what we do. So depending on what rank you are is really how I answer that question. You know, if you don't have a lot of leadership on your team, this is where you're building. You're in the building phase. You are getting that 6 list done and growing your network and messaging as many people as you can and finding those leaders. And then as you start hitting leadership ranks, you lead your team majority of the day because they're enrolling. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be enrolling. That's not where we're going with this. I am saying that a big chunk of your day that is working is you leading, helping them in the building phase of their business. So I hope that answers your question, but whatever works for you, busy or slow, schedule or not, calendar or no, like reminders on your phone, whatever way you work best, get your 6 list done every single day and lead your team.
That's probably the best way I've ever heard that answered. Like real talk. Best way I've ever heard the answer, because I'm not an organized person, and yep, I have 2 kids. I own my time. So, but the morning routine looks the same every day for me. And if you don't get your mind right with God first, yes, you're frustrated when you open up your phone because you're like, oh my God, what do they need now? So, but you're so right. So like the third rule, I've always talked about that, is, you know, spending a third of your time on personal growth, a third of your time on your team, and a third of your time enrolling. And I just said that to my best friend, Kenzie, the other day. She's a double diamond sideline. I was like, man, I've enrolled 10 customers this month, but like technically, I think I've enrolled 50 with as many as I've helped people enroll.
Exactly.
Yes. And it feels good. You're like, I feel like I helped so much that was my enrollment. Okay. But you get it. So that was the best answer I think I've ever heard. So yeah, that was really good. That was really good. You helping your team is working your business. That's so true. So, okay. I guess my next question, hold on. We'll talk about the 6 list a little bit, Siobhan. It's a good one. So let me just make sure. Okay. So that's kind of how okay. So one of the questions was, as far as enrollments go for you, you know, enrolling new customers and enrolling new distributors, what is your, I mean, obviously Instagram, but are people messaging you? Are you talking to them? How does that look like for you? That's one of the questions.
Okay. So how many of you hate messaging? Drop a 1. I'm dropping like 10 ones. Okay. Just imagine that down there. I despise working. Okay. I hate doing my 6 list. I hate messaging. I hate following people. I hate just about all of it. But you know what I don't hate? The results and the freedom and the paychecks and the promotions and the things that I get to do every single day, and the fact that I'm picking up and going to Colorado for a week, and I'm doing all the freaking things and I'm changing lives, doing a 6 list that I hate. So for those of you, I'm pretty red, and you're going to notice that this is all from the half 50% yellow of my soul that I'm coming to help you. If you can't get over yourself enough to message people every single day to get freaking enrollments because it's too hard and you hate it and you don't want to do it, then bye. Because you should be able to do things that get enrollments even though you don't want to do it. So when it comes to me actually getting enrollments, it is because I message all the freaking time and I don't expect to get answers. Okay. When I message, I don't message for a yes. I am planting seeds every single day, because what I've found is when I message these people, and it's a super relaxed little message that I send out. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you would be interested. I don't know if you've seen my post or not. I sell some stuff. You want it? Let me know. If you don't, that's great. Doesn't say that, but you get what, that's like the mojo I'm going for. It's chill. That's how I talk to people. I'm not trying to make some, I think you're so beautiful and you'd love these products. They've heard it before. Like, you've got to switch it up. But when it comes to that, these people see my message. They're like, who's this crazy girl? They click my profile, and that's where me consistently posting comes in, because they've now seen my stuff and they're watching my stories and they're clicking my highlights and they're watching my IGTVs and they're scrolling through my social media, getting lost 2 years down. You know, that's what people are going to see, and that's how I'm getting responses. It's not that I'm messaging people knowing that they're going to enroll right off the bat. Like, if I have a conversation, if they even say yes and I tell them the description and stuff and tell them the products, I still know they're probably not going to enroll. And that's not a mindset issue. That's not me being negative. That's just me knowing I've been in this business 2.5 years to know that's how it goes. So that is a section of it. The second thing is me posting on my story all day long. That's where I get a majority of my people. Is I make my coffee every single morning. I talk about my celery every single morning now. Gag. I talk about the products every single morning. I post about the stuff, and I'm using them myself. It is not just results pictures that I'm copy and pasting some horrible, like some of y'all are posting stories on your story that are so blurry that you can't even see the person in the results photo, because it's not you. You're not making your own stories. You're not making your own results pictures, and you're not using the products yourself. So you're over here trying to screenshot somebody else's. People see straight through that. But the moment they see you getting skinnier and fitter and having better skin and glowing from the inside out and having like that, I mean, if I never use the products and I'm over here like, this is a wrap and I love it, or if I used it and I was like, oh my gosh, y'all, like, that radiates to people. And so I talk about that every single day, and people know that I use them. And so that's how I get sales. And the second thing is people coming to me off my posting, you know, stuff like that. I follow up every single day. Okay. I have a little, so for a while, everybody was getting an iPad. And so I thought that I needed an iPad, and I thought it would be so great and dandy. And then I hated it. So I used to work my business with an iPad, but there is something about a pen and paper that will never change. Okay. So if you feel like you can't afford an iPad, don't go get an iPad because everybody else has an iPad. Okay. So I got a paper. So from Double Diamond, when I had my massive run last year, I had a pen and paper. Okay. I went from Double Diamond to presidential in October, from March to October with pen and paper. And then I got an iPad. I ain't got an ambassador. Okay. So I went back to pen and paper, and I got my binder. I write my potentials down. I have my little cute agenda here with all my stuff. And that's how I work now. So I follow up with people based on conversations that I have with them, and I text people every single day, and I save all their contacts as PLC, and I go through that list. And when I have it all on pen and paper, I go down that list every single time we have a deal or on Follow Up Friday, and I've got it all here. My iPad just made me lose it. So that's a little tip with that. But that's really where enrollments come from. And, you know, distributors, it's just, I post a live post every single day, every day. And it is never copy and pasted. If I sit here and copy and paste all of Kim's post and somebody enrolls off of that, they should have joined her team. They're going to join and be really disappointed because I am not Kim, and we do not do things the same. And she is a completely different person than me. And they are over here like, you're not even who you were on social media. Like, who did I join? I make my own stuff. And, you know, I can see Kim's post and be like, oh yeah, I love this. I'm going to, you know, use this, and it inspires me to make my own. So I make my own captions, and I talk about the business every day. And sometimes, you know, all of you think that you have to like flop a scroll out to make your life post. It's not like that. Like one sentence is all I need sometimes. I sit here and say, oh, ask my boss off of work today. Thanks, boss. That just shows that I do this full time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the pictures of me getting gas, or pictures on my story of groceries, or me paying a bill, or me, you know, driving 5 hours to be across the state of Texas, and I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Colorado for a week. And it's a Tuesday, I think. I don't know. Like, if I'm in my car at 10 a.m. on a Wednesday morning driving down the road, that speaks for itself, and I didn't even have to say anything because I ain't at work. Okay. So for those of you that struggle with enrolling, I just sent this in my leaders chat like 2 seconds before I got on this Zoom. Some of you are trying to be somebody you're not. And some of you are copy and pasting all of this stuff, and you're posting all these people's stories, and you're copy and pasting people's captions, and you're trying to post like somebody else. There's a difference between being inspired and copying somebody. If you want to enroll authentic people that are exactly the kind of people you want to attract onto your team and the next leaders that you have, and like some of you enroll distributors and you're like, you don't relate to them and can't have these conversations with people, and they're quitting and they're not working with you because you were posting someone else's stuff and you don't even know who these people are and they don't relate to you. Like, when I enroll distributors, they either like fashion, or they like to travel, or they're young just like me, or they have the same characteristics, or they relate to something that I've said, because I share everything about my life. You know, I share what I do, what I love. Like, people join me just over my clothes sometimes because I love clothes and I love fashion, and that's why they join me. Like, I had a girl, she's a Double Diamond on my team, and she's from California, and she followed me. She blocked me, y'all, and then she unfollowed me and unblocked me and was like, you know what, your clothes are too cute. I just need to join you because I want to buy clothes. She's a Double Diamond now, okay? So find the things that you love that make you who you are, and stop trying to be somebody that you're not, and you will enroll customers and distributors naturally. They will flock to you if you have that mindset of who you want to be, and you're posting consistently and using the products yourself and following up and messaging and doing all the things that we tell you to do, because it works.
Fire, fire, fire. I don't even have, okay, bye guys. Just kidding. Fire. That was so good. I could not agree more. Like, just be you. God made you on purpose. It's fine. That's who you're supposed to. Yes. Like, I started this business almost 6 years ago as a completely different Kim. Like, I showed my friends a picture the other day, and I'm like, no, I'm not being funny. Like, I looked like awful. I looked awful. I presented myself awful, and they were like, oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you're right. And I'm like, I've grown. There's a difference. I'm still me. I'm just a better version of myself. And that's what people want to see. Like, I enroll loudmouth, crazy, sarcastic women who have kids and cuss a lot and love Jesus. That's okay. That's all right. So I love that. Be yourself. That is such a good one. And I could not agree more. So that is just so good. And I love that they've implemented stories because, man, there is something so amazing about people not only getting to see your posts, but now they get to see you be stupid. Like, I'm so stupid in my stories. And they're like, oh, you're actually funny. Like, you're a real person. And it's not just it works. Like, you have whatever. People hop on my lives to see me yell at my kids, y'all. Like, they've said that, and I'm like, sorry, call CPS if you must. But it's so true though. People join you for you, and you don't want to disappoint and have them be like, bro, you're nothing like Sheyenne Knox. No, I'm not, but man, I love her and she inspires me. But exactly, you don't want people to be disappointed. Like, wait a minute, you're fake. I want people to meet me in person too and be like, oh, you're really, like, you're that same person. So that was all fire. I hope that you guys are taking notes. So how do you, so like you're getting, I know it looks different now because now you're presidential and you're in the top, what again?
We're 41.
Crazy. Crazy. Y'all,
Yeah,
that's nuts.
crazy. Sometimes I say that and I'm like, what?
Yeah. You went from like top 100 to top 41, right? In like.
We were 94 last year. So we jumped like 53 spots or something.
That's crazy. That's nuts. And you guys, she's like the most real. I mean, you're all hearing her. She's the most real person ever. So that is crazy. Nuts. Number 41. So, and at 20 years old. Okay. So it took you off of the large screen. Hold on. Uh-oh. Y'all got to stay muted. Okay. So now it looks completely different now that you're presidential, number 41 income earner. But give us like a tidbit of, if you would, how you enroll and then train your newbies. What are some of the first things you do with a new person on your team?
Okay, so I used to send like my training piece by piece, like, okay, this is your e-suite, this is that, this is your first post, this is your first message. But I found that that really wasn't duplicatable because people would leave steps out and they wouldn't get out to the team page, and it was honestly just a disaster. And I hated trying to remember which step they were on. And so I made a Google form. And I have 7 steps. My training is simple. It's like e-suite, first post, dirt list, first message, send me a selfie. This is my training. And I make a video. Like, it is so simple. It's idiot proof. Because I add them to the team page. If they're green, they're going to get real down to the details and start getting into stuff. If they're yellow, I'm going to be able to know. If they're red, they want to see a chart. Like, you just kind of got to feel it out. So I'm really big on color languages. And you'll start picking up on certain things about people. Like, you can tell if somebody's green because they're asking you 400 questions, and I'm like, you probably shouldn't join my team because I don't even know how I make money. I just work. Okay, so I'm the farthest from green. And so I do that. But I send them my Google form, super simple. I just literally copy and pasted my whole training in 7 steps, and it says complete. That's it. Like, it's nothing special, but it's all in one thing. And I found that when I used to do it step by step, people would literally think that that was the only step they had to do, so it would not go fast enough. So when I put it all in Google form, they know there's 7 steps. So they're going to do it at their own pace, but they know there's more than one thing. So, and it's duplicatable because everyone has the same link. Everyone trains the distributors the same. It's all the same. So I love that. But this goes back to what I said before. When I enroll distributors, they relate to me so much that they're able to talk to me about more stuff. So like when they're like, I joined you because you were just like so excited. Like, I'm so excited to do this with you. And I'm like, yeah, like, how long have you followed me? Like, where are you from? Like, I talk to them like they're a friend that I would meet at the grocery store. Sometimes we forget that they're like humans and not like it works distributor robots when they join, that you're like, okay, like, let's get your customer so I can get my fast start. Like, I used to look at people like that. And I used to look at people as like, oh yes, a 400 box. No, they're a human just like you that wants to make an income, and you have to treat them like they're a person and not money, because people see right through that. So I started, asking questions, just saying like, where are you from? Like, what do you like to do on a Friday night? I don't know, like, just stuff, and it just flows. And so, when they stop, like, say I send the training and they don't really respond to it, I'm like, hey girl, like, I totally understand that it can be, overwhelming at first. I was super stressed about it. I was in high school. I was super afraid of what people are going to say about me, or, because in that thing at the end of each step, it says like, send me this. This is your e-suite. And they'll typically say like, oh, I logged in, or, oh, here's my selfie. Like, you kind of know what step they're on. And so sometimes they'll get stuck, and I'll say, hey, like, did you ever make that dirt list? Or did you ever send out that first message? And if they don't respond, I'm like, I was super nervous about sending that message out too, because I was really afraid that people were going to judge me or think that I was annoying. Even if I wasn't, even if I didn't care what people thought when I joined, I still act like I was, because I'm being a friend to them. So I kind of go through my training like that. And I just did a training with Jade Hooper. Y'all know who that is. On her YouTube channel, it's the last video she uploaded. I did a Zoom with her about how to have conversations with your team. It is bomb. Like, it is my favorite training I've ever done, because that's where everybody goes wrong, is they talk to their new distributors wrong and they talk to their leaders wrong. You can't just go to somebody who's not working and say, hey, how's it going? They're not going to respond to you, because they're not going to tell you it's not going good. No one wants to do that. No one wants to confide in, like, that's just not a thing. Or if you say, hey, why aren't you enrolling? Hey, you're not enrolling, so no, you're not messaging. That people are going to shut down so fast. You have to learn that your approach, it's all in your approach. So, if I have a new distributor that falls off in steps, or if, they're starting to send screenshots and they stop, I say, hey, like, I don't know if you feel discouraged because maybe you're not getting answers or people are ignoring you, but I want to let you know that I get ignored every single day. And I've been in this 2.5 years. I make 5 figures a month from getting ignored, because, and I'm a friend to them, because they don't understand. When if I would have said, hey, like, why aren't you sending me screenshots? They're going to ignore you. And so then it comes to, maybe your leaders, maybe rupees or emeralds, and they, the 8th comes, they see their paycheck and they're pissed off because it's not $500 or it's not what they thought it was going to be. If they don't text me, I always text them like, hey, I don't know if you saw your commissions check or not, but I just wanted to let you know, like, this is just the beginning for you. Like, my first paycheck was $17. It's going to grow so much. And, look at where I am now. Like, this paycheck is literally it's just the beginning for you. Instead of saying, like, oh, well, you just need to work harder. Like, just put more work in, you'll be more successful. See what I'm saying? You kind of gather what I'm saying with, like, the approach. So my new distributors, like, number one, they followed me, and because I don't reach out for distributors. They come to me. And that's all through just attraction marketing. That's me sharing my story and talking about the business. And it was like that when I joined. I messaged some of my friends, but I was talking about a $10,000 bonus every single time I was posting. Who wouldn't message me and say, how are you getting a $10,000 bonus? I didn't even know what that $10,000 bonus was. I didn't even earn the bonus, okay? That's the best part. I didn't even earn it, and I was talking about it. I missed it, and nobody knew, because I was so excited. I was so confident, even though I had no idea what I was confident in, and I just ran with it, and I was pumped up about it. So I think I answered your question. I don't really know. I just went off on a tangent, but I hope that works.
That was good. You're getting your newbies started and just treating them like friends. That's been huge. Like, I have a girl that just started a couple of months ago, and very quickly we've become close because I've made sure of it. Like, I'm meeting her for lunch, and someone was like, are you meeting her to work? And I'm like, no, just for lunch. Like, yeah, we'll probably work too, but I love that these friendships have become actual friendships. I love that. So absolutely, I love that. Everyone on my team in my leader chat is like, can she email you that thing? I'm like, we'll ask.
It's in my text replacement. I can send it to you. It has, like, all my links in it, so I don't ever share it with people, even though I, like, want to. But it has my team page and everything in there, so I can give it to you, and you can just look at it. And
Yep. Fix it up. Okay, cool.
I shared it one time in a page, and everybody tried to join my team page. It was a disaster, and I was like, okay, I tried to help. I can't.
Never mind. I know. I'm like, we'll see, you guys. We'll see. That's a toughie. No, but that's so good, though. You did answer my question. Okay, so Sienna is a brand new double diamond on my team. She loves you.
Wait, I know that girl. I'm pretty sure
Sienna,
she
are you
messages
blushing?
me on Instagram? Are you the one that messages me? There's another Sienna that does.
It's her.
Okay, it's you. Hi.
Hi. It's 100% her. She's like, I'm like, hey, what questions do you want me to ask? She's like, if she can marry me. I'm like, cool. Okay. Good question. Good question.
I'll ask my boyfriend.
So let him know. Okay, cool. So she just asked, how do new DTs get their first customers from IG other than their dirt list? Or what other tips do you have for warm markets for newbies? So yeah, what kind of messages do you have them send? Or what do you have them do, I guess?
Okay, so if somebody, like, you can tell when someone's struggling to, like, make their dirt list or, like, make those first amount of people. Sometimes they're like, okay, I made it, because they have a larger network, and some people don't. And so if they don't, I just send them a voice message, and I'm like, you know what I did when I joined is I went through all my Facebook friends, I went through all my phone contacts, and all of my Instagram followers. And I always add in there, like, my kindergarten teacher was one of my first customers, which she was, my 5th grade teacher, my principal, my PE coach. Like, I talked to everybody. Okay. And so I just tell them that I'm like, there is nothing wrong with asking. Like the worst thing they're going to do is say no. And so your dirt list doesn't have to be like these immediate people that you're so close to. Like it can be anyone. So when I send that voice message, it typically kind of changes their whole mindset about it. And they don't really have an issue with messaging more people. But if I find that they're kind of have a slower start with enrolling customers, that's when because we have a iCloud sharing album for all of our Instagram stories. So everyone on my team is in this pod where they can all just screenshot Instagram stories so that they're not grainy, like they're good quality because I know that I made them and I put them in there, and they're not sharing some crapola stuff that's blurry. But I add them into that, and typically when they start sharing those every single day, that's when they start getting more and more potential. So sending that voice message, reassuring them that they don't have to just have immediate family, and then the Instagram stories is how I typically get them.
That's awesome. Okay, so what I've gathered so far is like I love that you just are growing your following. Obviously, like you can go to your Instagram, you see that your following is crazy. So you're growing your following, you're consistent with Instagram stories, you're consistent with great posts that are you authentically, you're consistent with, what was the other thing? Post or IGTV. I love that. And so that's making people come to you. And I love that because 6 years ago, you're right. Within the past 2.5 years, stuff has changed so much. I mean, I can't even I built to triple through parties. And now I'm like,
we are freaking spoiled rotten.
We are.
Okay? We have stories. We have Zoom. They used to do Periscope and like phone calls. Like the Show Me the Money call when I joined was a phone call that you had to dial into. Okay. Yes. If you're not working your business right now because it's too hard, you have no idea. People built to Ambassador from wrap parties that they were driving 6, 7, 8 hours to every single day to get to. It sounds like it's her. I'm thankful that I never had to do that, but just hearing other people that they had to literally slave away their life, almost like they were working a full-time job again just to reach a rank. And now we have all these privileges. Like you got to get over yourself because we have the good life. Okay.
No, like I am so happy you said that. Oh my gosh. Because yes, I cannot tell you how many times, some of my team doesn't even know this, but how many times I've had to tell my kids that I'm not tucking them in because I had a party that was 2 hours away. And by the time I got home, and I finally, when it just makes me so excited. When all this started happening with like Instagram and Facebook, I was like, bro, we are so blessed. If you could have been on my team and on my journey 6 years ago, you'd be like, oh, okay, never mind. Like exactly the Zooms. So
like the retention rate was probably so low back then because people would not put in the effort. And so people now that join and they're like, I can't post on my Instagram. I'm like, okay. Yep.
Okay, bye. If you can't do that. Yeah. No, I totally agree. And you're right. Like when I sit down, because you're right, the 6 list, when you wake up, you're like, that doesn't look that fun. But you know what doesn't look fun at all either is going back to my factory job, 60 hours a week, missing out on my beautiful kids. That sounds shitty. Not helping other people. Like I love that you said that because we are spoiled. We are so spoiled. Like Sienna went double diamond through social media. I'm like, I didn't. That's exciting. That is so, I was walking out of a party and I was like, hey, Courtney, that's my ambassador. I was like, Courtney, it's happening. I'm going double. I just got my last orders at this party. And she's like, yay. I mean, it's so different. So, and what I love too is that you've made, social media has allowed us to do a lot of different things. So I'm going to kind of touch on this real quick, if you don't mind. People think host to post is how you promote, and it's not. So is host to post working for you? If so, I mean, can you tell us if you're even using it and if it's working for you?
Okay, so my opinions on any way that anybody enrolls is if it works for you, that's freaking great. Because what works for me does not work for so many other people. And if there's an outlet, like I don't care if I have to post 80 host to post and I sit there and say, well, they don't work. If I get one customer from it, that's enough for me. So when it comes to like enrolling, I do it every way that I can. I post on Snapchat. I have my Facebook going. I've got my Instagram stories, my Instagram feed, Facebook Live, IGTV, post to post. Like I do anything that I can to get enrollments. And sometimes people are like, well, I'm not going to do that because I'm not good at it, or host to post suck. They don't suck because people still enroll from them. That's a mindset. We do host to post giveaways, and that used to be the first month they came out. Rachel Jones did a Zoom, and Rachel Jones, I swear, is the one that created host to post. If she didn't, I'm giving credit where credit is not due, but she changed the game for us. And so she did a Zoom, I'm pretty sure with Courtney or with Jade or somebody, and she changed my life because that's when, my business was at the worst that it was ever at. That March, I enrolled 80 customers. I got my first results. Chocolate greens and keto coffee. If y'all seen my face picture, you all have where it looks like I cut my cheeks off with a knife. Yeah, I got my own personal results, y'all. And I went double diamond that month from nothing. My volume was like 3,000 the month before. And when I went double, it was 15,000. Like it was massive growth from me getting my own results and host to post. And, you know, the most of customers I'd ever enrolled was 19. And that was when I went diamond a year before. And so I got 80 customers for chocolate greens, keto coffee, like the cleanse, the triple threat, like they were huge orders from host to post. And so that's really where it started. And they were massive then. You know, I could post one host to post and get 45 comments on it. And now it's not like that, but I still get results from it. Even though they may be less, I'm still getting results from it. So I'm not going to complain, and I'm not going to sit there and go to my upline and say, well, these don't work, I'm not doing them, and they take too much work and they get under. Okay, well then don't enroll. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So I do those, and then, you know, I message and I do all these things. So if host to post don't work for me, you're not doing enough of them, or you're not posting the right thing, or you're using someone else's post that they've posted a million times. Like, you have to be creative. You know, we started doing the host to post giveaways, and that's been amazing. Like, I love giving back to our followers and stuff, and it gets post up. And, you know, we have like one of the double diamonds on our team is from a host to post. We just had another girl go double diamond a few months ago. She's from a host to post. And, you know, they were talking about it, and she was like, I had done like 60 host to posts that month, and I got her from it. And they were like, I would do 600 of them. So stop saying they don't work and just do them. And as far as Instagram or host to post on Instagram. So with the team giveaways that we do, it makes it easier because it's kind of an outlet for me to message people. But we did a Yeti giveaway, for example, last month. I went to Academy, sat on a Yeti cooler, took a picture, posted on Instagram, and said, like, if you want to enter, drop an emoji. I messaged them and I made a little graphic, and it said, who wants to make $200 to $500 a month? I put a picture of myself, and it says, my friend Sheyenne is looking for these people, and there's a box, and I had them tag me right there. And so I just wrote them all down, and these people were, and it says DM Summer to Sashay. And so they were all messaging me Summer, and I got like 6 distributors from that, just from them, you know, putting it on their story. Yeah, it's more work, and yeah, it's time consuming, and it's only up for 24 hours, but I got 6 distributors from it, and none of them worked, but I got $600 in fast stars. So I made $600 off one post on Instagram. So it's all about your perspective. I'm at my friend Carly's house. That I met through this business. Y'all didn't know her 2.5 years ago. And I sat in her office all day long doing these Instagram host posts. I was stressed. I had a headache. I was in a horrible mood. It was so time consuming, but I made $600. So it was fine.
And yes. So, like, I do exactly like you're saying. I do all the things. I do host to post. I remember when stories came out, I literally said to like everyone on my team, I'm like, I'll never use those. I'll never use stories. That's stupid. Now I can't go an hour without like posting something and making it creative, and it's fun. And I love watching my own story. I'm like, damn, I killed it. I killed it today with my story. Like, yeah. I love stories. So it's all about getting outside of your bubble, outside of your comfort zone, and seeing what works for you. Because yes, host to post does work. You just might have to do it a little more, or you might have to ask new people, which is why growing your network is so important. And so, team, sorry if you took what I said. We have a giveaway for it again this month, and y'all, I love host to post. Team, I love host to post, but I do love that we have that's what I was saying. We have so many different outlets on social media. That's one of them. One of them. So, and Sheyenne is telling the truth. I mean, not that y'all thought she was lying, but she's being for real. Like, I see her on Instagram, I see her post, I see her following, I see her story, I see her on Facebook, I see her live. So she's not playing. Like, she does it all. And I love that she gets to be 20 years old and travel and do all the things that she's doing because she implements all of this into social media. I love that. So speaking of, hold on. You said you signed 6 distributors and they quit. Okay. Yes. Last topic. Can we talk about that for 2 seconds? Because I am so I thank God every day for not giving me an upline. First of all, when I first started, I had no upline. Thank you, God, for that. Second of all, I do not, okay, this is going to sound horrible. When people quit, I hardly notice. I'm like, oh, that's her. Oh, they quit. I was too busy working with the people who gave a shit. Sorry, didn't even see you leave. So can we please for 2 seconds talk about why, yes, we love them. We train them the same. That's awesome. We give them that. But then if they don't want this, it's not on us. Can you talk about that for 2? Because you probably had lots of people quit going presidential.
No, I haven't. None. 0. Y'all.
Good for you. Yay.
People quit. let them go. Because, you know, if I've learned anything, I'm 50% red and 50% yellow, and that is hard, okay? Because I'm over here like, yes, wow, run for money, do this. That hurts my feelings. I'm really sad about it. I'm gonna cry. Like, it's so hard. But the one thing that really, I think, took me the longest to get over and to realize was that I had to let people go. You know, it's especially if you're a teacher or you're like a nurturing person, or if you're really yellow, you cannot let people go because you don't want to feel like you're giving up on somebody. You will spend so much of your time. I literally sent this in my leader chat in the same message like 2 minutes before this. And I'm loving it because I can just say what I said. And it's just crazy because success leaves clues. We're all talking about the same thing. You know, you will end up pouring everything that you have, all of your energy, all your motivation, all your passion, all your excitement, all your fun into people who don't care. And then you'll have people over here that are busting their butt, that are excited, that are posting, that are working, that are sending screenshots to you, that, you know, have so much potential. And you're over here wondering why Becky Sue's quitting and that you're doing something wrong and that you're worried and you're concerned when you're not giving any attention to the people that need this. Or maybe if you don't have anybody on your team working and you're focusing so much on the dead, you can't revive them all. You need to go find new people and new excited people. Find the yous of the world. And if you focus more on, you know, growth and where you're going and what you're doing, then you'll stop being so negative and stop so, you know, being so concerned about people that are quitting. You know, I mean, people have quit my team that have come back. I mean, at conference, when I had nobody on my team working and I wasn't even maintaining Diamond that month, there was a girl on my team that went executive and quit because she didn't make $2,000 because that's what she joined for, and pieced out. She's a triple Diamond on my team now. Because I didn't burn the bridge, because I sat there and was like, you know what, like, it's fine, you need to go. 6 months, y'all. And she came back and she went triple Diamond in like 7 months after that. And, you know, I had, you know, somebody else, she was a Diamond on my team, quit for 6 months, came back, she's a triple. Like, you never know what people have and the potential that they have. So let people go, pray them in, pray them out. People come to you in a point in their life when they maybe just needed $200. God said, here you go, here's this. They get the $200 and they peace out. You know, I had a girl go Diamond on my team in 54 days. You know, probably saw me post about her. 54 days went Diamond, and I was like, y'all, she's going to be a freaking ambassador. She went and got another job and quit, and like for no reason, just pieced out. And for a while, you know, I was so upset about it. I tried, you know, texting her and calling her and making sure that it wasn't me and, you know, all this stuff. And then I was like, you know what? She doesn't have the vision for this right now. And it's not in her heart. And she needed this right now for whatever reason. But 6 months from now, something may happen. And she's like, oh my God, I need to go back to that. You know, those people, they didn't get mad when I left. They loved me through it. You know what I'm saying? You catch where I'm going? So if you have new distributors that join this and don't get it, they don't get it. This ain't for them, because this business is not for everybody. This business is for people that want this. So if they don't want it, bye. Love you. Come back if you want. I'm going to go focus on the people that are going to be like great and want my attention. So I had, you know, with this half off deal, I got shouted out on the family call for being a top enroller. And I wasn't even expecting it. I enrolled 18 people. You want to know how many people I'm still texting? 5, maybe 6 on a good day. You want to know how many people I actually believe are going to be really successful out of all those people because they like get it? 1. This business is success in numbers. You've got to get over the fact that you enroll one distributor and she's going to be ambassador. Not everybody is made for this business. It took Courtney Bohr, my upline. I mean, she enrolled like 30 distributors in November and December, and me and Carly, who I'm with, she's triple, I'm presidential, 2 people. But look at the impact that 2 people made. It takes one person to completely change your business. And I'm telling you right now that I would enroll 150 people to enroll another me. I would enroll 150 people to enroll a Kim, somebody who gets it, who wants this, who's not going to drain me, who's not going to make me feel bad about my leadership, because I'm just going to tell you that you're going to have to get over it. You're going to have to let people go. You're going to have to, I mean, if it's possible that you could be a really crappy leader right now and people are going to leave. It happened to me. I was sucking. I wasn't working. Think about it. If you enroll somebody, I'm going on a tangent, just let me have the mic. So if you enroll somebody that, you know, you're super positive, you're excited, you've been doing your personal development, you're like rocking it out, you're ready to go freaking ambassador tomorrow, and you enroll a distributor, what are the odds they're going to be successful? A lot. So then maybe you're in a really crappy mindset and you're negative and you're texting Kim and you're like, everybody doesn't want this. Like, I'm just failing. I'm not maintaining. I have bills to pay. I'm going to have to go get another job. Like, I'm freaking out. And you enroll a distributor that day. What do you think is going to happen? They feel that. They feel that vibe, and they're not going to work because you're not pouring into them because you have absolutely zero excitement. When I enroll a distributor, I'm over here sending like 5 gifts. I'm like, girl, you sent me a screenshot. Yes, ma'am. Like, you're killing it. Like, you're going to be ambassador. You're a natural. and that's my energy that I'm giving them. So what do you think they're going to give back to me? So sometimes you do have to question your leadership. If you have a lot of people leaving and quitting and your team isn't really working, kind of point the finger back at yourself and, look at what you're doing and how you're training them. And if you are checking in with them, I used to just enroll people, and if they didn't work, they didn't work. I didn't even try. And I was like, you know what, they're not like me, and they didn't run with it, so they're not made for it. No, like, people need you, and they need your leadership and excitement. So keep that in mind. But if you're giving them everything you're supposed to do, and you're leading them and you're encouraging them and telling them how to get on Zoom, and you're doing everything you're supposed to, and they leave, let them go.
Ooh.
My cheeks always get so red when I'm on Zooms because I'm over here like preaching.
I love it. I was just gonna say, you're like, sorry for going on a tangent. No one cares. That's the best stuff ever. That's the best stuff ever. And it's just, throughout 6 years being in this business, I've seen emeralds and diamonds quit. And I'm like, how? Oh my God. And then I'm like, because they just don't. I started this business for me, for our eviction notice, for our child, for my shitty life. I started it for me. And so a lot of people get this mindset of, okay, this person owes me this paycheck under me. Oh, they didn't work. So man, my paycheck sucks. It's on them. And no one owes you your paycheck.
I was just about to say that. Nobody owes you anything. You owe yourself stuff, not people on your team.
No one. Like, you're so lucky to have 1 or 2 people on your team, especially going diamond or double, who want this with you. It takes, she literally just said it. Sheyenne just said it. Her and Carly, you said, changed Courtney Boer's entire business. It's power. There's a power in numbers. And so speak life. I love that. Speak life to your team. And exactly like Cindy Pentecost says, pray them in, pray them out. No, okay, like, love you.
Guys, like, I think about it all the time. I have a leader Zoom every single Monday, and I have exactly 30 diamonds and above on my team, and I have like 2,700 people in my downline. 30 diamonds and above out of 2,000 plus people. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't make me think of, oh, what about the thousands of people that don't work? That's ridiculous. Like, I could be making so much. No. 30 people that completely changed my life, and it took me 2,700 people to find them.
Yeah.
Like, go out there and find people that want this business just like you, and you will find them, because the people that, had my diamond and above retreat like a few weeks ago, and it was 30 people that I just sat there and was like, these people get it. And I would do it all over again to find people that want this like me, because it's the best feeling ever. And Courtney used to tell me all the time, I would text her and say, well, another person quit. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm not maintaining. Like, I just lost somebody else. And she was like, just wait. I promise you, just wait. And I used to send her a voice message, and I'm like, I love you, positive Pam, but like, that's not paying my bills. Like, people are leaving and I don't know what to do. And she was like, just wait, Sheyenne, like, just be patient. People are going to come. And then she did my leader Zoom last night, and she said that again. And I was like, I waited. I was patient, and I'm on a leader Zoom with her right now. And she's telling my team that. Literally, I got goosebumps the whole time I was there. So I was like, you were telling little baby Sheyenne this, and I was like, dude, quit being so freaking positive. Like, my life sucks right now. And if she wouldn't have been, I wouldn't be here.
That sounds like someone on my team. I know she knows who is. Like, she always tells me, can you just take your, she's looking at me, can you take your positive pants off? I'm like, bro, I promise it's coming. Like, please stay positive, keep doing what you're doing. It's coming. For all of you, it's coming. You just have to stay the course and know that there is power in numbers, and that God is good. He's got you. You just have to believe that. But
if you would have told me too, if you would have told me when I lost rank as a diamond and my life was a crap show and I was making $200 in commission, even though I was still enrolling, and my whole life was like that, if you would have told me that 8 months later I was going to make a $25,000 paycheck, what do you think I would have said? Okay. LOL. That's great. Like, I don't know. Did I rob a bank or something? Did I start selling drugs? Like, I don't know. There's no way that I'm going to make that kind of money at this age. And it's just because I was patient. I persevered and I learned, and sometimes my leaders will text me stuff and I piss them off because I'm like, you just wait, like, it's going to be so great. And they're like, seriously? Like, you're supposed to be negative with me. I'm not doing it. And, they say stuff like that, and they're going through something that I went through. And I'm just like, you have no idea. Like, there is so many big things coming for you because it happened to me. And sometimes I reply to stuff and I'm like, did you really just say that? Like, who is this leader? I don't even know who you are. Because a year ago, I would not have been able to handle that situation. I would have gone to Courtney and say, hey, how do I respond to this? But because I've grown and I've gone through things, like I am so thankful I lost rank. I am so thankful that I stopped looking at people like a 400 box. I'm thankful I learned to pray people out. I'm thankful for everything that I've gone through, because that is why you go through things. That's why maybe if you're on this and you're literally like in the worst situation your whole life, and you're one of those people that's like, my life is ending right now, like everything is crappy, it gets better, because it got better for me and it got better for all the people at the top of this company. And, you know, when you mentioned that earlier, guys, I think it was last year, there was like a whole group of ambassadors and, you know, successful people that left. And, you know, Courtney said this on our Zoom last night. She was like, you know, these people are leaving. All these people were like, why are these people leaving? How could you leave? And I mean, ambassadors leave, okay? People leave. It is just a part of the growth. It's a part of the thing. And she was like, you know, when all these people were focused on why and focused on what these people were doing, she's like, I was focused on growth. I was focused on, you know, not the fact that my business was really crappy at that point and I wasn't where I was supposed to be. I was like, where am I going? Who are the next people coming into my business? Who's taking me to ambassador? And then the next year she was number 3. She freaking came up out of nowhere because all these people were like focusing on, oh, well, what this person doing? Where are they going? What are they doing? And she never did. And she stayed in her lane and she stayed focused on what she wanted. And she's number 3 now, y'all. And she was the first ambassador 2.0 in the entire company because she stayed focused. So what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on growth, new people, excitement? Even if you're in a really shitty part of your business, what are you focusing on? Where are your eyes at? Are your blinders on? Are you trying to be somebody else? You know, I have somebody message me today and they were like, I started posting like you and like, I just don't understand why it's not working. I'm like, because you ain't me. We're not the same person. You don't have the same likes and the same things that you do. Like who are you? What do you want? And I still, this is the number one thing I say to my team all the time. Where are you going? Where are you going? If you don't know where you're going, your team, it's like all of you on an interstate and your team's over here exiting, driving backwards, trying to breaking down, getting a flat tire. Like you're just going to have to keep going and figure out what you want and where you're going and be authentically you, because you're going to attract the right people and you're going to be the right person. And a year from now, you're going to look back and be like, who was that girl? Because I don't even know who this girl is, but I love her because she's completely different and she's grown and she's better. And she never, ever gave up, ever. And she let people go and kept persevering and worked every single day, even when it didn't make sense. Because guys, there's so much coming with the products that we have, like 7 new products before the end of the year. Excuse me. Even though celery tastes like crap, we got a new product and it's amazing. And you know, there's so much stuff coming and so many green carpet. Who's going to green carpet? I can't go because Courtney's getting married on the same weekend. I'm really sad. I debated on like trying to fly back and forth, but it just doesn't work. But green carpet, they're going to know so many crazy things. And there's so many, that's why they're doing it in September, y'all. I mean, in July, wait, September. I'm literally losing my mind. It's in September, right? Yes, September. It's in September. It's usually in July. They're doing it later because they're bringing the boom, y'all. So be ready, because y'all, I mean, if y'all ain't ready, we're going to be ready. I'm still your potentials. So you better get to work.
Man, dude, I like have never physically wanted to throw up from a Zoom. Like I just want to throw up. This was so good. This was so, I just want to throw up. Okay. It was like, I have no words. Like I have no words. This was just so good. And you're just so wise beyond your years. Like my sister is almost 20 and I'm like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. She's amazing, love her, but yeah, right. And so you're so wise beyond your ears. You're so, or your ears, yes. Your team is so blessed to have you as their leader. And we're like so blessed to even be able to say that you could be on tonight. And we're just so thankful because yes, you're right. Where are you going? So really quick before we hop off, you guys show me, undo your video unless you're naked or something like crazy like that. Undo your video. And I want to see show of hands to make sure people aren't sleeping. Who is coming with us? Like that's what I want to know is who's coming with us, because it's about to get crazy up in It Works world. Like it already has, but it's about to get even more crazy. I've been here long enough. I promise you it's going to get crazy. So yeah, show of hands. Yay, so many people. That makes me happy. All right, so you guys, everybody wave goodbye, but we are so happy you could be on. I thank you so much and you're awesome. So thank you.
Thank y'all. Good luck. I'm cheering you all on.
Yes, thank you, girl. Have a good night.
Bye. You too.
Bye, guys. See ya.